Hi, my name is John Heslin. I am Ruminant Product Manager with MSD Animal Health. And today we're on the farm of Paul Molihan in Arda, County Longford. And we're going to hear from Paul and his vet, Harry Ferguson, and their approach, including the 5-point plan, in reducing lameness in Paul's flock.
Paul Molihan is my name. I'm farming with my father here, 350 ewes in County Longford. I came home from Ag College there from UCD in 2014 and got into sheep. The biggest issue I found from getting into sheep here was lameness. I didn't know what to do, so I kept doing the way I was doing and I wasn't getting anywhere, and I had an awful lot of lame sheep. So I approached my vet then, Harry Ferguson there, inside Longford Animal Health Centre, and I said to Harry, it's going to a stage there where I'm going to have to get out of these sheep. There's no money out the way. They're nearly all, I'd say at least half of them was lame all the time. And he showed me this vaccination against foot rot. Once he put it in my head about vaccinating, I asked a few more, and one farmer told me it was the best decision he ever made in his farm. And I says, well, if he said that, there's no point in not trying it. It's not that day or after for the hardship I had. So I went and vaccinated them. I got their feet fairly right first. You know, separating the lame ones, foot batting, maybe a bit of antibiotics where it was needed, and working from there. So that's what we did. We separated the lame ones, and we vaccinated all the ones who aren't lame. And then when the lame ones, whenever they come right, we vaccinated them. So that's what we done. The improvement was serious I got with my sheep. Like, I'm not messing. The improvement in Thrive, and then the time you're doing jobs. It's only a small job now to weigh lambs to the factory or bring them in and do jobs in them. You know what I mean? Before this, you were turning them up and looking at feet. And you need help, especially if you don't have the yard with you on a bit of rented land or anything. You know, catching them in the corner of a shed and running after them and marking them, and nowhere to put lame ones or anything, stuff like that. So this was a huge help to me. 230 lambs gone this year by the end of June versus, I don't know, had I any gone the year before. It's cheaper because it's saving you on antibiotics, and it's saving you on time. If you only have a Saturday, if you're away working or anything, and you spend your whole day Saturday pairing feet, you have a lot more things you could be doing. You end up paying a contractor to do spread slurry that you could be doing or something like that. So it's the cheapest thing ever done.
My name is Harry Ferguson, and I'm a vet with Longford Animal Health Centre. We're just based outside Longford town. The main reasons that we're worried or that we're concerned about lameness in sheep is the reduced productivity that occurs, whether it's the cost related to poor fertility in ewes, whether it's poor lamb thrive, or whether it's the actual direct costs related to antibiotics and treatment of the problem, and also culling. So one of the other major reasons that we're concerned about lameness in sheep is that it's the biggest cause of antibiotic usage in sheep. And with a focus now on antimicrobial resistance and reduction of antibiotic usage on farms, it's important that we reduce this as much as possible on every sheep farm. I suppose the main causes of lameness in sheep in Ireland are scald, foot rot and cod. Cod is a newer disease that we're seeing, and it tends to affect over the hoof, around the coronary band, just above the hoof line. Scald is a disease of between the claws, and then foot rot affects the claws of the feet themselves. The foot rot is characteristically, we see severely lame ewes and our lambs. When the foot is looked and lifted, there's a characteristic smell. The main focus that we put on is what we call a 5-point plan. So the first point on the 5-point plan that we talk to farmers about is quarantine. The second thing we talk about is to avoid the spread of infection. The third point is treatment. The fourth point is to cull certain ewes. And the fifth point then that we talk to farmers on the 5-point plan is vaccination against foot rot. The dose of the vaccine that we use for foot rot is a 1 ml dose. The primary course of that vaccine is a 2-injection course, 1 ml given, and then 6 weeks later, a second injection given. The duration of immunity is 6 months, and a booster can be given at this stage or any time up to 12 months after the initial course to boost the immunity. The booster should be given before periods of highest risk, which are housing and grazing in wet, damp conditions, typically seen in the autumn and winter in Ireland. We need to avoid vaccination within 6 to 8 weeks of shearing, and also within 1 month either side of lambing.